welcome back to my garden. It has been raining, I feel like nonstop for the past week, and it is finally a sunny day. You can see it's still totally wet outside, but I had to get out here and I had to get some gardening done. I just needed to get some gardening done. So what my plans are today is my plans are to actually put some bulbs in these pots that I have right here. These pots I usually just put annuals in. I do have one starflower, one pentas that I had been leaving in there. It's a zone 10. I think I'm just gonna pull it because it looks really, really bad. So I could probably limp it along, but I would rather just put beautiful bulbs in. And so hopefully in the spring, they will bloom and we'll have some gorgeous color. So yeah, so that's my plan, is just to kind of fill all these pots up with bulbs so that early in the spring, when there's not a lot going on, we can enjoy that type of color. So let me show you some of the bulbs that I pulled out. So all the tulips and the muscari, and actually even the hyacinth, I pulled out of my fridge in the garage just because they've been pre-chilling. I actually forgot to put the muscari in for a couple weeks, so they really haven't had a ton of chill time. We have been so cold this fall/winter. I mean, the forecast for the next week is like there's a 20s. There's a 29 in our forecast, which is crazy. So I kind of feel like they might get enough chill time just being in the pots. The daffodils, I don't have to worry about chill time here, but yeah, so I haven't decided which of these I actually am going to plant in each pot. I kind of want it to be, we all know the Klaus Dalby look, right, that he has going on. It's absolutely amazing where he has all those different pots and each pot has one type of bulb in it. It's so beautiful. I'm a little nervous about doing just one type of bulb in each pot just because of bloom time. I'm not a seasoned enough gardener, I think, to know exactly when things are going to bloom and what's going to bloom at the same time. I tried to go for all mid to late spring bloomers is the ones that I grabbed. But you know, that's never exact. And I don't want one thing to bloom and then nothing else to bloom with it. I want it all to bloom at the same time. So I think I will mix the pots just a little bit, just as like a guarantee or like a insurance that I will get at least some blooms at the same time is kind of what I'm going for. You can see Dwight is enjoying the sun that we have here. Dwight, you enjoying the sun? Yes, he is. Then the other thing I wanted to show you, which was really interesting, was my purple hyacinth bean. So both of these are purple hyacinth beans. They're just one plant each. And so I planted this one, and this one was a volunteer. And you can see this one, it's dead. It's done. I got to pull it. But this one is still kind of going strong. And I think because it's just protected for being just that much closer to the house, it's getting protected from frost. So yeah, so I don't think I'm going to have time today, but I will be planning on pulling this one, and then I'm just going to leave that, and then hopefully it will just stay alive all season or all winter season, and then I can just continue it through on the next year, because these are actually perennials. I think they're called zone 10s as well. But yeah, you can see that one is doing totally fine, completely healthy, like maybe the tiniest bit of frost damage, but nothing bad at all. I don't know if I'm just not used to the sun because it hasn't been out for so long, but it seems really, really bright today. I can't find a good shot where the sun is not totally blinding me. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to clean out the pots. I'm still going to use the same soil. I'm not going to change the soil. I'm out of bulb tone. I normally use EB Stone bulb tone whenever I plant bulbs. I'm totally out of it. So I don't want to bother. I don't want to waste the time going to the plant store because I'm not doing that today. So I'm just going to use Sure Start, and I think that should be fine. So I think that it'll just rejuvenate the soil that I do have in here. And then I'll just maybe top it off with a little compost or something like that. All right. So let's get started with cleaning out these pots. So I ended up having to clean out this pot and this pot because it was completely filled with roots. This pot I took out in one big piece. If you guys saw that, it was just all roots. And I think that that's just because of what I had growing in it, the type of annuals I had growing in it. This one I had some Superbena. Let's see, I think I had a Coleus. I definitely had a Super Tunia Bordeaux. This one I had Chocolate Drop Coleus, which is what I think was the big one, was all those roots. So I ended up just pouring those out, like completely cleaning those out, and then adding some new soil to those. And then what I did is I added some Sure Start, so for some bulb food. Yeah, I do like using bulb food, EB Stone bulb food better, or something like a bulb tone, but I think that this will be fine. I think it'll give the bulbs enough energy that they need. Really, I'm going to put some compost on them anyway, so I don't even feel like I need fertilizer, but I'm just doing it to be extra cautious, extra safe. I don't know, extra insurance. And then what I did is I went through and I decided which bulb I was going to have in each pot. So you can see here I have these Negrita and Jumbo Pink Tulips, and these are bloom mid-spring. So I'm aiming for mid-spring here. Here's my Muscari, that's bloom mid-spring, and that I'm going to mix these two together. These are Ice Follies Daffodils. These are early spring, so I feel like I'm going to get some early spring show. You know what? Maybe I won't do that. Maybe I should just put these in the front yard. I'll just put these in the front yard so I can have all mid-spring. This is early to mid-spring blooms, Sempre Avanti, those. Then I have Paper Whites, which are mid to late spring. Then I have more tulips from Costco. These are Purple Lady mix and blooms mid-spring. Hyacinth blooms mid-spring right there. These are Blue Star, Pink Pearl, and Aeolus, something like that. More Muscari. Again, I'm not totally confident in the Muscari because I didn't pre-chill them for a long time. And then finally, all these Yellow Trumpet Daffodils. Again, these are mid-spring, right? Yeah. Blooms mid-spring. So that's the goal, is that they'll all bloom kind of around the same time. And like I said, it is absolutely not a guarantee. I don't know if they're all going to bloom at the same time. I don't even know if they're all going to bloom. You know, it's just let's try. You know, I have all these bulbs, I have all these pots, these empty pots that are doing absolutely nothing. So let's try and get some mid-spring blooms. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to plant all the bulbs. I'm going to plant them about 3 times the depth of how tall the bulbs are. Really, I'm just going to do about 6 inches. I don't really pay too much attention to it. I'm not too focused on how deep I plant them. Just I make sure that I plant them deep enough. And then, yeah, I'll top it off with some compost and then I'll be done. Watch this. He doesn't even care. You see that? Dwight, you don't even care. You're not a normal cat. He's such a crack up. I love him. I love you. Yes. All right, so I am done. All the bulbs are in. I ended up kind of switching it around a little bit. For instance, this pot right here, I had planned to put the big tulips in, but I only needed half of the bag for one of the pots over here. So I ended up doing a half a bag over here and a half a bag over here, just so they would kind of coordinate. And then I remembered I had all these violas, inside left over from my botanical shortbread cookies. So it's like, oh, great. I will totally just do a lasagna and plant them on top. So I definitely crammed these pots full of tulips and daffodils and hyacinths and muscari and paper whites. Just so much stuff. I hope it works. It's going to be so beautiful. So let me go over each one that I did. Okay, so in this first one, I ended up putting tulips, and they were called the Purple Lady Mix. Even though it's Purple Lady Mix, look at them. They're like pink, fuchsia, apricot. There's an apricot right there, purple, lavender. So it's just a mix, basically, is what I'm thinking of it. And then I didn't have anything else to put in there, so I ended up putting these violas in. I think they'll be really pretty. And then in this one right here, this is the one that I put my hyacinths in, and they are Blue Star, Pink Pearl, and Aeolus hyacinths. There's a picture. I'll put another picture on the screen as well. But the Blue Star ones were all moldy. I think I maybe got 2 of the Blue Star ones. So we'll see what happens with those. And then I put more violas over, and the violas I put there are a yellow purple mix. And then back here, I did one of those lasagna pots where on the bottom I did the yellow trumpet daffodils that were huge. I couldn't believe how big the bulbs were. They were absolutely huge. So I planted those at 6 inches, and then at 3 inches, a little bit higher than that, I did the muscari, and they were already starting to sprout. I think I had left them inside for too long, and it was like I was forcing them. So we'll see what happens. If this one just ends up being daffodils, totally fine. And then coming over here, this big one was more of the Purple Lady Mix tulips, because I only needed half of the bag for that pot, and so I used the other half. So 25 tulips in that pot, and then 25 tulips in this pot. And then this one, I had my paper whites. There's 15 paper whites there. And then this one, I had the Sempra something or other daffodils. And then I did another lasagna with the muscari, hoping that they'll work. And then I did all the purple violas that I had, and I think that will be really, really pretty. Even if the muscari don't bloom, it'll be the purple violas and then the daffodils coming up around it. So I think that will be pretty. And then I just put the leftover yellow ones I had there, and then just leftover that I had over there. So just total leftovers with the violas, but I think it's pretty. I think it adds to it. All right, you guys, I am all done. I've got all the bulbs in the pots, everything pretty much cleaned up. I have a couple things to do, but now I am cuddling with my cat in the sun. We are enjoying this winter sun. So I hope you all enjoyed this. This was day 17 of my Holidays in the Garden series. So stay tuned for day 18. I mean, we are almost done. We are on the home stretch right now. So I hope you all are enjoying this, and I hope you all have a chance to get into your garden today.